Thank you, and good evening, everybody. I was delighted just to get the last sentences of the players in the game, so to say. That is promising, so to say. So I'm always following you, but I'm certainly following those promises. And today, Europe faces the human consequences of crisis. Our citizens, especially our young people, are haunted by horrific prospects of unemployment. To tackle this, we need growth. Growth to stabilize public budgets, growth to provide jobs for those young people, growth to guarantee our high living standards, and all our actions must take that context into account. And if we are to fuel our economic future, we must invest in innovation. That means ICT. And I'm the lucky one in the European Commission, and the only one, so to say, who can just show slides in which growth is at stake, and not the other side around. And that means that we have to fill in with both drives innovation and enables it. But today, internet networks are getting busier and more clogged. Internet traffic is doubling every 2 or 3 years, and the increasing choice on on-demand services can mean multiple claims on available bandwidth, even within the same household. And our broadband objectives are economically essential, but it is clear that we need, and they will need, significant investment. How do we achieve that investment? Well, I know some ways we won't achieve it. Some have argued that for investment to happen, we need to reverse the regulatory successes of the past decades. They claim we should grant operators a regulatory holiday, whether it is by allowing the re-monopolization of fiber networks rolled out by dominant players, or whether it is by letting mobile operators charge disproportional termination rates or exorbitant roaming tariffs unrelated to underlying costs. They want a holiday from the stress of innovating in a competitive market and a return to an idyllic business environment sheltered from real competition. And that is not the right way forward, in my opinion. Remember, once there were some industry players who thought the network for telephones and later broadband were their unique stronghold. Remember that disruptive competition disturbed their complacency. And remember that the resulting market momentum ultimately meant better results for everyone, because it made all parts of the industry focus on their customers' needs and look ahead to the future, delivering better and cheaper services for the benefit of European consumers. We need to learn from that. The answer is more consumer choice, not less, promoting competition and innovation, not stifling it. And of course, anyone in my position will be heavily lobbied, and all sorts of arguments will be added about tempting shortcuts in the other direction. I'm not looking for more friends in this profession. I'm looking for, indeed, delivering the right results. But I deeply believe in competition. It has delivered innovation. It has delivered investment in the past, and it will do so in the future. And that means competition that is real, effective, because it is not enough just to let different retailers rebrand and resell wholesale products that are all fundamentally the same. Rather, we should open markets to the maximum extent possible, stimulate competition in every link of the chain, and deliver the maximum possible consumer choice. the maximum possible market opportunity. And that applies to the fixed network of dominant operators, where we should allow alternative operators to deploy their own equipment and provide innovative and competitive services. And this on the basis of an effective unbundled access at a fair price and on non-discriminatory terms. Because that is also a form of platform competition. But you know, I often find it ironic when people criticize our pro-competitive regulation and caricature it as merely enabling resellers to free ride on our investment. Because it's often the very same people who also lobby to take away obligations on dominant players to unbundle, and thus to remove a key enabler of competitive investment in the broadband value chain, limiting it to bitch-free resellers. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe in managed competition with dominant players, no more than I believe in managed democracy. The same argument also applies for mobile termination rates. Those rates should reflect the real cost of efficient operators. They should avoid distorting competition between operators, whether fixed or mobile, and they should promote consumer welfare. And the same argument applies again to the roaming market, where we have to tackle the lack of competition. We have to give consumers a greater and an easier choice, and to let them benefit from lower prices. The people who argue against this pro-competitive approach claim it would take away the incentives to invest in next-generation networks. No, it won't, ladies and gentlemen. On the contrary, if such networks are open to competition and innovation, consumers will be willing to pay a fair price for services that respond better to their evolving needs. That increased demand for enhanced services is essential to sustain investment in tomorrow's networks. Because at the moment, even in those areas where very high speeds are on offer, like cable or other means, consumer take-up is still very limited. But you know me by now. I don't believe in regulation for the sake of it. In some areas, we can adopt a lighter approach, where competition already exists, or whether it can be sufficiently safeguarded by applying competition rules ex post. And that is why we are reviewing the list of regulated markets, to see if, in some cases, ex ante regulation is no longer necessary. But, I repeat, cutting off competition is not the way to promote sustainable investment up to 2020. Because we have to realize there is no magic solution to achieve our ambitious targets overnight. If there were, we would have picked an earlier date than 2020, I assure you. Rather, we will meet those targets with a gradual approach based on a mix of technologies. Whether it is fiber to the home, fiber to the cabinet, next generation mobile solution, or of course upgraded cable, they all have their part to play. We need a complementary combination of solutions, introduced incrementally and tailored to local needs. Because even if today it's not possible for some technologies to achieve our ambitious targets, whether it is because even if today it's not possible for some technologies, like the 4G wireless of FTTC, to really provide 100 megabits, it can still take us a step towards our target. It will already give the consumer a taste for the benefits of higher speed broadband, stimulating a vibrant content market and a virtuous circle of supply and demand that will take us to 2020. And this is one area where the cable industry should be proud. You have already shown your versatility. Upgrading cable networks has already hugely boosted broadband speeds for relatively low cost. And it has already helped get more and more people online with faster and faster access. I was delighted to hear today that 17 million households subscribe to cable broadband with an average speed of 25 to 30 megabits, and that, thanks to cable, over 60 million households can access 100 megabits broadband or higher. This investment you have made and its effect on broadband market is something I recognize and something I congratulate you for. So I think that regulators should promote, not penalize, cable investment. Also, by the way, by allowing cable companies to reorganize and, where appropriate, consolidate their business to increase their efficiency. If such investment in new or upgraded networks could happen on its own all across Europe, then maybe we wouldn't need any further public intervention nor further changes to the market framework. But there are still other things we can and must do to promote investment. In particular, well-tailored public interventions can cut risks and can cut costs. A proposed Connecting Europe facility would reduce the risk associated with broadband projects, and it will crowd in private investment. Meanwhile, the state aid framework, currently undergoing a health check, also makes it easier to support broadband investment with public funding without unduly distorting competition. And what is more, ladies and gentlemen, we can cut the unnecessary costs involved in rolling out broadband, like the cost of expensive public works projects which lead to wasteful duplications. And that is why I'm delighted the European Council last week agreed on the need to make broadband rollout cheaper. That is absolutely a positive point. And they agreed with our ideas for how to realize this vast potential saving. I plan to take those proposals forward to the College of Commissioners this year. And I sincerely hope I can count on you, on your support. Cutting those costs could significantly swing the balance of a broadband business case. It could make it easier to get every European digital and stimulate a vibrant market in ultra-fast broadband. And alongside that work, we should also work to boost content and feed the virtuous circle. At the moment, 3 in 5 of those without home broadband say it is because there's nothing interesting for them online. So I want to support new developments in content, like connected TV. We know people are already happy to pay for high-quality TV services. What if they could combine their favorite TV programs with the best of the internet, or indeed special online services, with features that are interactive, on demand, or social? Well, you won't have to wait long to find out. Within 2 or 3 years, 90% of TV sold in Europe will be internet connectable. 90%. So later this year we will be producing a policy paper on connected TV to make sure we are ready to let this market flourish. And here is another development. We need to support cloud computing, not because it's a new trendy buzzword, but because it is where the future will be. And that change needs to happen, not to us, but with us. And with many other technologies, we have seen problems, and we saw them getting in the way. Fragmentation, lock-in, public sector ineffectiveness. The cloud computing strategy I'm currently preparing with will anticipate those problems, so we can prevent them. I will be ready to present that strategy before summer. But if we want to use the cloud effectively, that underlines all the more the need to have robust broadband networks in support. And that is the real answer to unblock investment, not by suffocating competition, but by supporting a mix of technologies, by cutting risk and costs, and by stimulating a vibrant content market. So today I'm saying to you, let's do those things, and let's make that investment. Let's unblock the broadband bottlenecks, and let's watch the innovation and creativity throughout. Thank you.